guys. There's some people here already. Let me see who's here.
We have 2 people. We have Dara and Debbie.
Dara and Debbie. Yay. Dara and Debbie are here. Today's going to be our prequel to the Apoxie Sculpt class, which begins
Next week.
In earnest next week.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Same time as always.
Yeah. 2 p.m. Free. Anybody can watch it that wants to watch it. So that's good. Now, what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to visit with you at the end. That's the way they're going to be from now on, because we don't get to the point, and especially next week when we do the classes, that's really going to be hassle. You can ask all the questions that you want to. I'll try to catch them at the end. You could also ask them in the comments underneath the video, and then I'll get you there. Or you can ask me privately. I don't mind. I'm very accessible. So,
Yeah, we're not ignoring you guys.
Don't feel like you can't ask anything. It's just that
we'll go off on tangent.
I want to get the class in with as little chitter chatter as possible so that you can get what you came for. Okay? So, let's see if anybody else came.
Betty.
Betty, hey, Betty. Hey, you know what, Betty? You won a gift pass the other week. It was a $10 gift pass. I got to email that to you. So be watching your email.
Yay, Betty.
For that. Anyway, see. Oh, here's Andrea. Yay. So I hope we get some people today. It's not like I didn't say nothing about it, but we'll see. It is summertime. People got other stuff to do. And watch this.
Getting ready to get their kids in school.
Oh, yeah. Or, even if you don't buy anything, it'd be nice if people came, but, anyway, I'm going to do it anyway because people do watch it later. Like, I watched, last week when we did, was it last week we did Tattered Lace Necklace? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, we didn't have good attendance at that. But, within a few days, we had 400 views. So, which is not setting the world on fire, but there were a lot of people who watched it after the fact. And don't I tell you that? I tell everybody, hey, don't worry about it because you can see it later. They're all recorded. So, anyway. Hey, there's Colleen.
Hi, Colleen.
So, anyway, today I wanted to tell you, I kind of made a little bit of a sensational title to this because I wanted to, it's like oops, I made you look. I want people to look. So, what did I call it? The Truth About Apoxie Sculpt. Kind of like
5 important facts.
Kind of like, what's wrong with it? Well, let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it.
So do I.
I love it. I like polymer clay too. And there are some things that you can do with polymer clay that you cannot do very well with Apoxie Sculpt, but there are way more things that you can do with Apoxie Sculpt than you can do with polymer clay.
Plus, I love the fact that with epoxy, you don't have to bake it.
No, you don't bake it. So we'll get into all those factors here. So, first of all, I want to say that there are room for both media in your, products arsenal. I would not be without a drawer full of polymer clay. I always have a drawer full of polymer clay. Anytime I want to use it, got it. I got liquid sculpting. I got that spongy sculpting. I can't remember the name of it. Comes in a bigger package. Just all kinds of stuff, all kinds of colors, whatever. And so long as I store it right, it's going to stay okay. Don't open it till I'm ready to use it. But I don't use it too much anymore. Because I'm doing Apoxie Sculpt. Now, why is that? Isn't it harder to use? Well, you do have to mix it. And a lot of people shy away from that. That's why they don't do 2-part resin. Oh, get it wrong and I'll wreck it, And yeah, product does cost money, so you don't want to do that, plus it's discouraging. But there's a trick. There's a trick to making sure it comes out right every time. And what that is a little scale. You can get these on Amazon. Ooh, did I say Amazon? I don't have them, but we get them because this is what we weigh our little parts on, rather than
Our
count 'em.
bead mixes.
Yeah, and also too we do things like jump rings and little pearls and stuff on this.
Head pins.
Because it'll pick it up fairly accurately and saves a lot of time counting all that little bit of stuff because it would drive that used to be when we had to count everything, it just never got done. So now we use this. But anyway, so when you mix it, you use this and you weigh it. Each part, the A part, the B part, you weigh it. If you're going to have one be a little bit, more than the other, let it be the B part, which is the hardener. And to show you, this is a package, quarter-pound package. The A part's actually like the color or whatever, and the B part is this ugly gray stuff.
It's always in the black container.
And if you want to put a little tiny bit more of this in the mix than this, it's not a terrible idea. But you should know that you will probably have a little bit less working time because it'll harden faster. So, it's like you have to, it's a trade-off, what you want. So, see what else? Okay. There's Lisa.
We got Beans, and we have Deborah, and we have Annalise, and Chris.
I want to see what Annalise said. Just got epoxy from Bisou, over $20 on Amazon, only $15.95 here. Yeah, and that's another thing, and you have coupons. And there's free shipping at $35, which that is not hard to do. It is going up. I have a new shipment coming in about a week, 10 days, and the manufacturer has raised the price. They already raised the price on the last shipment that just came in for the class. But I didn't want to raise it. I said, I'll just eat that because I wanted to make it easier for people to take this class. I just can't do that anymore. I love to do that, just eat it so that you guys can benefit it. But, just like Annalise said, everywhere else is way more anyway. So if I go up $1 or $2, it's still going to be less. And there's a big chance you're going to get free shipping too. But yeah, we have, I think, the best price. I only charge the least amount. So if you think sometimes that our things are spendy, it's only because I had to pay a lot for it. I was telling somebody the other day, I don't know if I said it in print, so to speak, or what, about the cost of bead and link chain, which we just got a little bit more in. And it's $6.95 now. And I think I remember when I used to sell it for $3.50, $3.95.
So it's doubled.
It's gone, almost doubled. But I've been selling it for over 20 years. What product is there that you buy that costs the same now as it did 20 years ago?
True.
I know people are sensitive to it now because groceries are higher, fuel costs are higher, rent is higher, everything's higher. But I don't want to say that's just the way it is. I just know that I can't run this company and have all my profit go for me discounting it. I can't do it. So anyway, so that's why it's gone up. That's why, like, the cost of stamping has gone up. You should see how much some of those stampings have gone up since I started. I started carrying those stampings in 1999 in my first website. Maybe it was 98. And they used to be so much cheaper. A stamping that would cost like $4 now was like 69 cents. It's how it is, but we try to do the best we can. So anyway, let's get off of that. So you have to mix it carefully, and you have to wear gloves when you mix it. So I'm going to open a pack, and I'm going to actually show you how to do that. So that next week, maybe we'll just talk about it a little bit, but we're not going to get too involved.
You can just go through the plastic.
I'm trying.
No, I mean in the front, like
Where?
by the packets. Like if you poke like a hole.
Oh, well, yeah, that would work. Yeah, I usually use scissors, but I don't have them.
There's the hard
Thank you.
knife.
Thank you.
I'm just ripping this open for her. If you're opening a present.
Okay. All right, so part A, color.
Color.
Part B, the hardener.
Although this is super white, but that's still your
Okay,
color.
so let's stay with it. So anyway, I have to put gloves. When you mix this stuff,
Just while you're mixing.
you should put gloves on because that's when the chemical thing happens. And you could, if you have resin sensitivities or anything, it could, show up when you're doing that if you don't use them. So
Plus it just gets color on your hands.
yeah,
too.
so it's good to use these when you're mixing it. So they just flip open. There's nothing inside to seal it. So you've got to be sure when you're done that you get this top clear. Because another truth about Apoxie Sculpt is that shelf life for it is about 1 year if it's not opened. Once it's been opened, you got to get it closed real tight, and it might be good for another 5-6 months. So don't think you're going to buy this and forevermore you're going to have Apoxie Sculpt. That's not how it works. The best thing that you can do is think about some different projects that you'd like to make and then get her done. Okay? But don't mix it all up at one time because you got to get it all done then, and it's only, they tell you you've got an hour to work, but I think it's a little less because you have to, it's not firm when you first mix it.
Mm-mm.
So you got to leave it set for like 10 minutes or so. So you lose that. So anyway, just thought I'd tell you. So now, it's really good if you have a little,
like a little plastic knife or something, or like one of those little popsicle
yeah,
dispenser
that's
things.
what I usually have, but I don't, so I'm using my cutlery. This isn't the good stuff though. This is the picnic stuff. So I'm going to get some out of here. If I'm careful to get this washed off first, it won't matter. But you got to be sure that any utensil that you use with Apoxie Sculpt, you get it washed off and cleaned off quickly.
Yeah.
Because it will start to set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sticks to everything.
That's why if you get just like those popsicle dispenser thingies or whatever.
It doesn't stick to this Teflon sheet. It might make a little residue on there, but it won't stick to it. That's not very much, but and then also get it wiped off before you go to the next thing, the hardener, because you'll corrupt it. I don't want to get stuff in there that doesn't belong. So I got this little bit here, and I'll try to get a little bit of this. So I'm flipping it up, and I'll show you the difference in color. You'll think, oh, how will you ever mix that and make it look right? All I know is
it works.
it works. We've used
it takes a few minutes, but yeah, it mixes all up.
Yeah. And it doesn't smell too bad, honestly.
No.
Cerulean smelled worse. And this is way better than cerulean,
Oh, yeah.
by the way.
You got that tiny little tube.
Okay, so yeah, you got it. That tiny little tube was $10, and people lined up to buy it. This is $15.95, and you get a quarter pound.
And you get the nice little containers that snap shut.
Yes,
whereas the
which
cerulean
reminds
came in
me
that
of
plastic.
That
and
horrible
so
thing you couldn't even,
It was just wrapped in some plastic,
Yeah.
so you had to find like a new container or like a Ziploc or something to put it in. Yeah, it was just.
So I'm going to turn this thing here on and put here. And I'm going to find out how much do these weigh. So this one, come here, 7.27 ounces, something like that. Oh, that's grams. No.
That one, yeah.
We want to get ounces. Okay, ounces. Yeah, that's more like it. 0.25 ounces. This is 0.22, so there I need to put a little bit more on this. And also when you're done, you probably just better wipe it off because it'll stick to that too. Unless you want to get one that you're going to save to just do this. What I like to do is I like to cut a little bit of this Teflon mat, and the ones that were in the kits this time are awesome. They're extra big. They're twice as big as the ones we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cut a piece of it off and use it to put on there, so no matter stuff you would have that.
Or like if you don't have a scale and don't want to go through that, like what I personally do, I mean you can do either because these are just like perfect, but I'll take mine out, the color and the hardener, and I roll mine into balls just like little round balls, and then I just match up the balls and
You
make
can
sure
do
they're
that.
like the same
Or you
size
can take
balls
your calipers
and measure
and
it.
measure
Yeah,
it. So
because I'm
this
lazy like that.
This is 0.27, but it's the hardener.
yeah, so it
This
can be
is
more.
this is
The 2.5.
2.4.
Oh,
I'm
I was saying
gonna
2.5.
take a itty bit off. This is still 2.7. I don't know if I want it. You know, just like a little bit more. A little bit more. Get you. Yeah. This is 2.6. That's good. So these little bits that I took off can actually go back in the jar. And you might say, oh, why would you worry about saving that? That's nothing. Believe me, there may be times that's how much
you need, depending. Like if you want to use it for a stone set or something.
Yeah, save it. Yeah, you can set stones with this stuff.
Mom does it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people do.
Uh-huh.
You should. So, I know. Could you take this here, Lauren, and clean this here off?
I can.
And I'll go ahead and mix it. So, I've got my two little things. I could have made two balls and worked them together, but like, why, you know? Oh, and wipe this off too. I'll put it to work. I don't like doing this with gloves on. It is just clumsiness to me. I do not like it, but...
Doing it with gloves? No, I don't either. But you kind of need
they
to.
say that, you know, if you don't, you forget, you won't die. Because I have. And I'm here still. Believe it or not. So, let's see. Good stuff. Yeah, she has to add more because you know why. Annalise is in Norway. And she doesn't mind. She realizes that certain things you have to source elsewhere and it's going to cost more. I mean, I do. Like when I buy check glass. There's a lot more stuff I have to pay. You know. So.
But yeah, like twist it together, smash it together, kind of.
I can hardly stand this. I'm just going to chance it. Just what I told you. Do it if you want to. I can't stand
You
this.
just kind of have to mash it
I
together.
got to get done someday here. So, you know, you'll mix it up. You got to mix this until...
So all the gray is gone.
Until you don't see gray. It's all gone. So whatever color, this is going to be white, and you got to see white. Totally white. And you'll say, that's not going to happen.
It works, guys. It works.
I love this mat. I put one in all the kits.
Yeah, do you see that? It's not sticking at all to the Teflon.
Does stick to this stuff. I have a little drying mat in mind that I'm going to make from a plastic hopper and show you. I think there's an old video on it for polymer clay, for drying polymer clay beads that you glazed. But I want to take it a step farther and maybe cover it somehow with this. I don't know how I'll do it. Because it was, like, if you made wood ones, wood dowels, forget it. It'll stick to it. There's just almost nothing that will work. See what it does?
Yeah, see,
it's on me.
I mean, it washes off easily.
It does, but I'm losing that. You know, you think, oh, it doesn't matter, but if it happens enough, it does matter.
Plus, if you're sensitive, if you're skin sensitive, then it might irritate
but
you.
I don't know. I just kind of think if you go ahead and get that stuff off, if you like right away, like with some of that.
Just need a wipe.
Keep baby wipes handy.
Yeah, just baby wipes.
Yeah. So, like, I'm almost there. So, let's see. Carla says, I use plastic measuring spoons sometimes. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, like a plastic knife works. Yeah.
I've used just about everything. I just dumbly forgot to get one off. I had to use one of my regulars, which totally works. But then, you don't want to use stuff that you use on food. You know, so I have to clean that up. But Carol's here. How long does it last?
Oh, you said that. Yeah, you answered that after
she
said that. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of worked out.
We've been talking about this stuff, and I said, there's a video going back that talks about all the mixed media products.
Yeah, only like last month
mixed
or something?
media? Yeah, it's not old.
Yeah, it's not old.
All the mixed media products that I carry and how long they last. What you should expect from them.
Yeah.
And it's all in there, Beans. If you want to know about anything I carry, It's all in that video.
The gilder's paste, the epoxy,
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff.
Because a lot of people think, I bought that a year or two ago, I should be fine. I carry this stuff and I use it all the time, and I'm here to tell you, probably not. When you buy that stuff, you should be ready to go ahead and work with it soon, like within a month or so, afterwards. And you should go ahead and use it up. That's why these smaller, packs are good. See, look at that, it's all white now. It's all white now. Anyway.
Yep.
A broken aluminum patio chair that is broken. E6000 did not work. Tripod. Apoxie Sculpt has another product. The Avies company is called Fix It. And that's what you want to fix that chair. It's called Fix It. I don't know if I have it here. I can look. If I do, you want to buy it off me, you can. Because I've not used it, and I don't need it right now, but I don't know if I have it or not.
Mom has used it for figurines.
Yeah.
Ceramic figurines.
Yeah, and that's good. You don't need to fix it for something like that, but something that you have, it's going to be weight bearing. Excuse me. My nose feels like it's running.
So, yep, see? Completely white, guys.
No, wait. So it's completely white. How about that? So now what I want to do is I want to get the sticky stuff off of me. So, redundancy. I have a few minutes. Oh, yeah, Andrea, I didn't think you were here today.
She just commented just now.
You're a sweetheart, Andrea. I haven't talked to you very much lately. Most of the ones that are here, they're my regulars. You're very welcome, Carla. Yeah, they have a lot of other products. They have epoxy clay, which I've tried and I like it very much.
That's more for like sculpture-y type stuff, right?
It's just like a little bit stronger somehow. But, I would use Apoxie Sculpt and epoxy clay out interchange.
Okay.
Not that much difference to them. Okay, so I've got this. So what else did I want to tell you? It's important. We can let that rest now for a little bit. We don't want it to be sticky. So it's got to stay about 10 minutes. So I'm losing 10 minutes there on it. But that's how it is. Okay, so, and then two, I told you about the scales. You don't want more of one than another unless it's the B part. And then be careful, I'll say this again, that you don't get too much extra B in there. Like I only did like part of an ounce more.
Because then you lose
because then
more.
it cures faster and you can't work with it more. Sometimes, like if I'm doing mosaic with this, the best thing I can do is lay out my pattern ahead of time or have a drawing, figure out what I'm going to do. Don't be random, just take it out. I'm going to see if this works well. And I'll probably prove myself a liar and during the class not do that, but it's best because you have a limited working time. So you got to have that stuff ready to go. Boom, boom, boom,
So yeah, if you're using a mount, maybe lay out the stuff in your mount first.
Well, not in the mount because you got to put the epoxy in.
Yeah, but I mean just to see.
Oh yeah, to see how it's going
like
to fit.
if it how it looks, if you like it, if you don't, and then you can maybe take a
Just take it
snapshot
and,
of
yeah,
it even
yes.
on your phone.
Yeah, or lay it out on your workbench and then you'll have it. So that's, with polymer clay, you don't have to do stuff like that. So that's a benefit of part of polymer clay that Apoxie Sculpt sets up kind of fast. Some people have said, it lasts me up to 3 hours, but these are people that are using it for like sculpture stuff. And so what they've done is they like mixed up a whole package of this. So a big clump of it, big ball. And sometimes the bigger, the bunch of it that you have, the longer it takes to cure. So you can get away with it. But I mean, I do jewelry stuff with it. Most of you, that's what you'll do. So that's not going to really apply.
And usually, I find less is more.
Less more.
Like,
Start out with just a little bit.
Yeah, I always end up feeling like I had way too much extra.
Yeah. And you want to, you don't want to waste it.
Right, because then I'm like, what do I do
if
with
it starts
this?
getting firm, it won't be completely firm till a few hours. But after like an hour and 15 minutes, it gets hard to push stuff down into it. It's starting to cure. So if you want to get it to hold good and get it down in there, then you gotta, get it done. I'm gonna take this off because it's loose on me. It did used to be loose, but I lost weight, so now it's loose on me. We're gonna make one of these in a class.
Sneak peek.
We did this. Some of you girls were in the class before, a few years ago when we did this. But we're going to make one of these because a lot of people have not learned how to do them yet. So anyway, so we're going to do one of those. And I like to use, this is me, I like to use semi-precious cabs in them. And we have big ones in the kit, so big cuffs. Yeah, it's tight. And you don't have a lot of,
That's my
it's not
wrist.
going to fit you because your
No,
wrist
yeah.
is, but
Just so they
you
can-
can't open and shut it a whole lot because it
the epoxy,
can't
yeah.
take it. But anyway, but they sure are showy. Every time I've worn mine, everybody said, "Where did you get that?" So guess what? I made it. Yeah, you didn't. Yes, I did. Oh, and if you get marks on it, like say I get my thumbnail down here, like who wants to see that, right? So you use this product. I'm gonna leave it in the package. It's called Apoxie Sculpt solvent. You can use a little bit of water on
Yeah,
your
just like
finger
a little
too.
Q-tip.
That'll work. This works better, and that will get it out.
I've done that
It
before
will soften it, and then you
with
can
nails because I have long
you can
nails.
fix it. So that works on that too. And big thing. This is air dry clay. Don't think that you're going to put it in the little oven you use for polymer clay and it's going to cure faster. It's not. It's going to burn. It's not going to be a good experience for you. And you don't know what kind of fumes it's sending off. So certain things are fine until you heat them. And then they can be an issue. So don't go there. Don't use heat on this. Don't go get a blow dryer and think, I'm going to blow and I'll get it done faster. Do not do that. Do not. Anything that's got resin in it, just let it do what it's supposed to do on its own. The only thing you could do is say if you use UV, which this is not UV, but if you use UV resin, you've got the little light to help cure it. Don't put this stuff under the light. I mean, you could for an experiment if you had a little bit left and you wanted to see, because it's not that much heat, so it's not going to, be bad for you. But I would just say stay the hay away from it. Don't.
Yeah, the only reason
don't do
I've
it.
done it was because I did little pendants that had both
Right.
epoxy and resin.
So this is still sticking a little bit. But those are the big things about Apoxie Sculpt. Now I'm going to look on the back of this and see did I get all of them. It says it's self-hardening. It's like putty, and how it feels. It says 1 to 3 hour working time. Well, I don't know about that. Depends.
Well, it depends on how much you're working with.
It depends if you got a big ball or a little one. Little one, no, you do not have that long. And also, it doesn't tell you here, but you have to wait a little bit when you're I'm letting this kind of rest for a little bit because it's too sticky at first to work with. It's highly adhesive. I mean, it will make stuff. People use this like a glue. Why is that? Because resin is a glue. It is a glue. So you can use it like a glue. You can take 2 brass stampings and put them together and they'll hold. Especially like if you took the little jewelry clamps that we sometimes have. Or even clothespins. The Apoxie Sculpt will hold it. So if you don't like the stank of E6000, you can use Apoxie Sculpt. It doesn't smell that bad and it will hold. You can do that. There's no shrinkage, no cracking. It's hard and durable. It has a semi-gloss finish, so it's not like a flat matte. It's waterproof, so this went down in the water. I'll take it out and dry it off, I guess. You'd be okay. It's non-flammable. That's a nice thing for workshops. It's exterior quality. In other words, you could put on stuff that goes outside. So say you want to make a vessel or a vase or a bowl or something. And
Like pottery.
Yeah, pottery. And you want to put it outside on your porch or whatever, you could do that. It's not a problem. And it's freeze thaw stable. It could freeze, it could thaw. It's going to be fine. Not too many things like that are. So, there you go. It says the manufacturer says mix and knead together for 2 minutes until thoroughly combined and uniform color is achieved. Then let it rest 5 minutes before bill hanging. Well, I've let it rest that long now. It's ready to use. Working time 1 to 3 hours, so they say. Shape is desired. Smoother texture with a wet finger brush Q-tip sculpting tool. Self-hardens. I found out too that if I want to colorize this, if I'm going to paint it, I wait till it's cured. They say though that you can paint it when it's not, but I have not done that. If I want to paint it, I wait till it's cured. But if I want to use perfect pearls with it to colorize it, which that's what I did with this. You see the color I put on that? That's from Perfect Pearls. Not this here, not on the brass, but this stuff here. Right here. This here. You see it's blue? This was white. I practically only use white because then I can do anything with it. That is Perfect Pearls. In blue and a copper color. I mixed it. So, and it stays really good. And the reason why it does, and you don't have to seal it, because Perfect Pearls has a resin binder in it. Woo! It has a resin binder. So it will just take. And so I like it to be sometimes like not cured, a little bit tacky yet when I put it on. So that's another thing that I found to be a truth about it. A truth about it. Soap and water cleanup.
Mm-hmm. And you can mix colors too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
Like you can make marble.
In fact,
with
if you ever want to know, I think I have a chart. You can contact me. I'll see if I can send it to you. But then you have to have all their colors. So can you take super white and mix it with something and make color? You can.
Yep.
But the best thing I found to get a good color that's strong and comes out, because usually it will take color but it stays kind of light,
Yeah.
as maybe alcoholic. Not too much, but it's stronger.
Because, like, for instance, I've done it before. If you mix the white with, like, the red, it's like a light, like, pinkish red.
So for me, it's just as well it's just as well let it harden and then paint it. And try to mess around like that. So I don't. Alright, so now I could do something with it. I've told you all the ins and the outs so far. Anyway.
But I do like it to form marble.
So this would be really good as like if you wanted to make a mount or something. You know, you could just, you know, push it out until it gets to be the right size. You know, go get a cab or whatever it is that you're going to use and push it out until it gets the right size. And then get your edges even. And then you could put your stone in it and then push it up around it.
And then put it on like a bangle.
Yeah, well, this one is not done that quite that way, but, you know, you could. So you could do that. I like to make earrings. There's a pair that I sold them a long time ago, but one day I was just, you know, goofing around doing something, and I took a little bit of the stuff, and let's see, this still got creases from my hands, so I got a little bit more. Okay, so I took it, and I'm going to split that again, because you don't need a whole lot. You'd be surprised how much.
Less is more.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at how much, like, out of this one ball of stuff, how much you could get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making small charms and dangles and stuff like that, you can really surprise yourself.
So here's a question, Brenda. Once it's hardened, like if you did like a flat disc, like you were saying, like make them out or make like something to embed, can you drill it like to put a hanging hole in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it won't crack it, it won't break it.
No, you just have to go careful. You might rather use a hand drill.
Or maybe just like a tap, like real light. Or
Probably
no.
a hand drill is a
best.
good thing. I don't have them, but I know some people swear by them. Okay, so that's about the same size. So what I did with the other ones is I just pushed them out until they were similar shaped rectangles.
Alright, I'm gonna zoom in for you guys.
Yes, I have to work at it till I get it just right, and stretched out the way I want. But then what I did was I took bugle beads. If you have any bugle beads in your stash at home, get them. Because the gold and silver ones, the ones that are twisted especially, they are great. Epoxy Sculpt.
Or even little seed beads or mica beads.
Oh yeah, I do that.
She does the mica beads all the time.
So anyway, so then I've got two little things. So what I'll do is make a hole at the top, and then I decorated it with stuff. Now these are kind of thick, I think. They need to be less so. But
you might be able to put a hole in it before it cures.
Yes.
Too.
Oh, I definitely do that. I definitely do.
Just make sure you make it big enough so then it doesn't close up on
and
you.
what I use
is the needle tool.
The needle tool, or if you have some bead cores, and those of you who bought the kit have some in your embellishments pack, you could put a bead core in here and then ream that out. Because the bead core will make it look like a rivet. How cool is that, right? You get a finished hole, so that's nice. So that's kind of how, I did with those. But I mean, you could see like all kinds of things more. Like, for example, I've been telling you, oh yeah, we're going to make those connectors that have the papers and stuff on them, again, the long ones, but those were made with spools that were really long. And I was only able to get them one time, and I've never been able to get them again. I'm like, okay, so now what do I do? Well, I was thinking.
Take it. Well,
take
like a snake.
Take Apoxie Sculpt, make it about the same length and width. And then you would take some wire and make a U-shape, little U-shape, and then stick it in the ends. And then let it cure. And then, when it's dry, you'll have this to work with. And you can embellish this. You could embellish it first if you rather, but you could wait. You can make a bunch of them, and then you'll have the base connector, and you could put papers on it, paint on it, whatever you want to put on it, you could put on it. Wrap it with wire and beads, all kinds of stuff. This would be your base connector. So there's another thing you could do. So voila, that's all good. So I'm going to show you real quick what was in the kit for those who got a kit. Now, I did not make a whole lot of kits. I think I sold about 20. But if some of you are ones that got kits, you're going to want to pay attention so that you know what's supposed to be in there. Every kit has an information sheet inside to tell you what should be in there. There are 7 things. Okay. One of them is, I'm counting this as one. You get 3 packs, quarter-pound packs of Apoxie Sculpt. I got super white because that's the base one. I gotta have that. And then there's red because it looks really good and I like working with it. Then I got blue because blue sells out all the time, so that means you like it.
It looks good with denim.
So you got all that stuff. Okay. Then you got a little package of embellishments, and if you wonder what I'm talking about, bead cores. Let me take it out of here because they're all down in this box, in this thing. That's a bead core. So I don't want to use it here because that belongs to somebody, but actually it doesn't, it's mine. So I would put this in here and then I would ream it out. Anyway, so this has got like Rosemont teas of all kinds in here. It's got cup chain, it's got ball chain. Ball chain is so cheap and it really looks good. Like you'll see on this, I have some cup chain around the edges here. Let's see, let me hold it up. Right here. But this is ball chain, and it looks good. You don't, ball chain doesn't cost much. So there's a big long piece of that. Just all kinds of stuff is in here for you to use. Some of the mosaic bead mix is in here. It's all good. Then you got, so that's, well, let's count this too. You get the Teflon mat, you get this 2, this is 2. This kit, 3. And then this is mermaid sand, for those of you who've never played with it. You get a package of mermaid sand. And this is really good for embedding. You can take, like I could take this and put some mermaid sand, a little pile of it here, and then just push it down in there. Pull it up, and it'll have that all in there. And if you let it cure, it will stay. So that's a cool look too. That's fun. Okay, another thing, you get the solvent, like I was showing you, get a solvent. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Then you get a bag with a whole bunch of different amounts of all kinds in here, and then one of these present. Because we're going to make a necklace. Okay, so you get that. And then there is this. Now that's going to be fun. This is the cuffs. There are 4 different cuffs in here.
They get 4 different ones?
4 different
Whoa.
cuffs. That's why this box was a deal. I mean, this right here, if you paid retail, is like, what, $48? Right here. And you get all this other stuff. So you get a wide one, 1.5 inch wide panel cuff. Panel cuffs are good. This is a panel cuff. So you can see what's made.
This is a smaller one.
They're easier to work on because you have separate services.
But you get that size.
Right.
Which is that one.
You get that. No, this one
Right?
is 1.5 inches. This
Yeah,
one,
but I mean that one.
this
It's
one-
that size, right?
No.
Or is that in between? Oh, it's the in between. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a 1 inch one. Then you get 2 of these, and what these are. Now I still haven't monkeyed with them yet, but I just know it'll work, so I'm not worried. I should have done something with them. Anyway, these are hinge cuffs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to
So
take.
how are you going to use that?
I'm going to cover this all with Epoxy Sculpt, and then I'm going to put embellishments in it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to wear it.
I'll be interested to see that.
Well, they used to do stuff like that back in vintage. I'm always inspired by vintage stuff, you know. So
I mean, she'll probably say this during one of the classes when we're embedding, but just another little tip. If you're wanting to embed, like, stones, like colored stones, like chatons, but you want to color your epoxy, you need to put your stones in first and then color.
well, we'll remind them.
But, yeah.
We'll remind them when that time comes. Yeah, I found that out by hard experience. It's just
But you'll see why
That's
when
best.
we do that.
eyelets work. Yeah, you could do this. Yeah, we have eyelet rivets. Those would work even better for that. Make small holes. Mermaid Sand is so much fun to embed. Yes, it is, Colleen, and you have done it with
Yes, she
a
has.
lot of success. Thanks for checking in to say hi. Okay, so that's what's in a kit. That's what you get. Now, I'm sold out, but if somebody wants one, get in touch with me. There were 110, and that included U.S. priority shipping. Really? Yeah. So, I mean, it was a deal, man. So, if you want one, get hold of me, and I'll see what I can do. Because I know I've got bunches of mounts. I know I've got bunches of embellishment stuff. I've got a whole bowl of this
So
stuff.
it might be
now.
like slightly
Yeah,
different, but it'll be
I have
the main.
I have some epoxy sculpt coming in these colors, so I get. The crescents I do not have yet. They're not in, but I might have one in a plated that I can give you. I do have them coming in, be a little while. And then the cuffs, I've got a few left, and I have more coming in. So I mean, yeah, I could probably make 1 or 2 more. So if you want one, you let me know. And that's good. We'll go from there. So that's pretty much everything. So for those of you that saw my hair all wrapped up in foils the other day, says, "Oh, I want to see it before and after." This is after. Ooh, big book. Brenda, that don't look different than what you had. Well, it does, because it's 2 inches shorter. You wrapped a bunch of. We have to do that every so often because I have very fine hair and it's porous and it gets damage on it. Yeah, that's pretty easy. So we're gonna go. So I was trying to get people to come here to watch this, and I was reading a book about all the stunts different people have pulled to get attention on YouTube. I don't want any bad attention, but maybe I'll get some. But, see, Jan says hi. Since I've been talking about, getting my voice back, which that's hard to believe now because I'm like really hoarse. And just all kind of stuff like that. And then I said, let's do something, Oh, yeah, right. I'm going to sing for you.
Oh, you know what? Let me use that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Did I do this one? Oh, yeah, I did do this one.
Okay.
Never mind.
So, anyhow, I have a song with
A little ditty.
an uplifting message, and I'm going to try to do it. I got my words here in case I forget them, because that'd be just like me. So I'm going to try and do it. And you got to remember, not too many 68 years old women get their voice back. And mine's not all the way back. It's clumsy, it's not coordinated yet. The head voice and chest voice don't match yet. It might never match. I don't know, but at least I could sing a little bit, so it makes me happy. So I'm going to try and sing this song, so I better take a drink, and then I'll sing you a song.
And then we'll visit.
Then we'll visit. And if you didn't like it or you thought it sounded horrible, keep that to yourself, because I'll be all demoralized and won't try anymore. Not saying I have to sing on these all the time. I'm just at home working it. Okay. See if you remember this song. I gotta start it low. I've been a long way from here. I put on a poncho, played for mosquitoes, drank till I was thirsty again. I've been long down the highway. I found Geronimo's rifle, Marilyn's shampoo, and Benny Goodman's corset and pen. I never knew those words. Well, okay, I made this up, but I'm not the kind who ever gives up. I promise you I would never give up. That's it. It'd be nice if I knew the words. This is the part I know. Sing it with me. If it makes you happy, that's terrible. If it makes you happy, yeah, can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, then why are you so sad? Let's try again. Sing it with me. If it makes you happy, yeah, can't be that bad. If it makes you happy, sing with me, Lauren. Then why are you so sad? Now that was poor.
No, it wasn't.
That was poor. Okay, I did it. Next time will be better. Earlier today I sang it perfect, but not for you. Okay, so that was pretty terrible. I did it.
I sing country.
I love that song though.
I sing country.
That's
most of the time.
So she sings some country sometimes. Sheryl Crow.
That's
If it
interesting.
makes you happy, she loves to do that in her concerts because she's amazed at how many young people come to her concerts. And I like Sheryl Crow because she's in her early 60s and she still sounds young. And she is young. But anyway, the young people come, and they can't wait till she gets to that part. And they throw their heads back, and sing. So I know when I go back and I check my video, I'm going to be totally appalled at that. It was absolutely horrible.
It was cute, Brenda.
If it makes you happy. It's really, if it makes you happy, why are you so sad? Not that everything that makes you happy should you do. But I mean, within reason. It's like, it makes me think like, if you were happy making jewelry before and you kind of lost your love of it, or you found out it was a little bit harder to make money with it than you thought it would be, sometimes you're like,
Need to reinvent.
You get down. She says somewhere later in this, she says, you derail your own train.
Mm-hmm.
You derail your own train. We had train derailment. We know what that looks like.
I had one in my backyard.
Yeah. It was
Literally.
was a real wreck.
Well, technically front yard.
So can you imagine, like, putting a face on it? You did that to yourself. And usually stuff starts out with stuff we did to ourselves. So, I don't know, it's just something to think about. So I put on my newsletter today, and if you don't get my newsletter, why? Why don't you get my newsletter? It's very good. A lot of pictures of good stuff. It's not all sell, sell, sell. I try to put things that are uplifting in there, and you should be getting it. You should be reading it. I do always link it on the group so you can find it there.
If you're on Facebook,
Yeah.
which most of you are.
So you can see it there. But anyway, it's just like don't let it do that to you. Like today, I'm gonna have to fight myself when I get off of here. Because
And you go and look.
I said to Lauren, she says, "So you're gonna sing today?" I says, "Yeah, because I can do it, and I know I can. I know I can." I used to have a teacher who said before you do recital, you ask yourself, "Do I know this song? Do I love this song?" And if the answer to either, both, is yes,
Then sing it.
then just sing it. You know, but I psych myself out. I started the wrong place, and this and that, and I get it all bad. But
And then you critique yourself.
yeah, while I'm singing it, not a good thing to do. And don't do that when you're making a jewelry either. Like you're going along and you're saying, okay, this and it's not coming out the way you thought. Like my song didn't come out.
Pivot.
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 So I have to pivot on that one because I can't really
You'll be
sing
like
it.
friends. Pivot! Pivot!
Yeah, so I'm having fun with that anyway. You should have fun with what you do, whatever it is you like to do. Say you're watching this and you don't make jewelry. You do something else. You crochet or whatever.
Or some other kind of mixed media.
Yeah, whatever you do, you should enjoy it. And you should enjoy sharing it with others. That should be the big thing. Sharing it with others. There used to be this club where their whole purpose was every week somebody took a piece of their work and they took it wherever they were going that day and they just left it. Just left it there. And there was a tag on it, so if you get this, email me or something. Just so they'd know who got it. And they said that the members of the group said that they got so many nice thank yous and how that it really made their day once they saw that note with it and knew that they could keep it. They, didn't have to take it to Lost and Found or something, if they would even do it. But, yeah, why don't you do that? Or like go to the nursing home, make a bunch of stretchies and go to the nursing home. I know Linda O'Mara was in rehab for a little while for her knees. She got her knees done. And she made stretches and gave them out to people. People were so delighted. Everybody's got a bowl of bogus beads lying around you can do something with, and they're happy. That'll make you happy. It's not if that makes you happy. That will make you happy. So find out what that thing is that makes you happy and do it. Because you're supposed to. You're supposed to share it. So I hope you will. Now, what I did say I was going to do, I'm going to give one package of Apoxie Sculpt. This is one package. I'm going to give one away to one person who orders at the website within the next 24 hours. So that it'll be random and more people have a chance at it. I'll go count them up, I'll find out who it is, and it'll come in your order and you'll say, hey, where's that thing of Apoxie Sculpt? I didn't buy it. Oh, yeah, she said, I must have won. Plus, I will say who won, so you'll know. So I wish I could do more, but I can't. So I'm going to do that. So whoever gets it will be happy. If it makes you happy, I promise you I'd never give up. I'm not giving up. I've been doing this too long. And you've been doing what you do too long. Do not give up. Okay? So, I'm going to get out of here because I'm exhausted. I think I have to go to bed after that whole episode. Try again another day. Anyhow.
We'll get Jordan in here with the guitar.
Yeah, get the guitar because I have a hard time going from the beginning part
well,
to
acapella is...
No, I sing acapella all the time. What it is, that song, the beginning of it's real low, and I don't sing real low very good. No, it's not there.
But sometimes, I need to hear the music. Like, if I just hear, the little intro to just get me into it, and then I can just...
Well, the hard part of that is when you go from the verse to if it makes you happy, you got to get it in the right place. Or else, you change the whole key of the whole song. Or you got way too high and now you're in trouble. Or you got too low and it doesn't come out. So I keyed myself earlier, but I don't have a pitch pipe, so yeah, you got what you got. Yeah, we'll get Jordan to play guitar sometime. He probably hates it. But anyways, all right, I'm leaving. If you have questions, I'll catch you later. Does anybody have something
I'm just
they
looking
need
to see.
know? Hi, let's work. Hi, Brenda. Hello, everyone. Rate review. What a treat. You make me happy. Oh, you're sweet. Everybody missed you guys.
Gloria. Hi, Gloria.
Twins is nice. Made me happy. You rock. Yeah, it'd be especially good if I could do it the way I know I can do it, but I didn't. Yeah, it's hard to get up and sing in front of people.
Yes, it is.
Especially after not doing it for 30 years. Let's see. Yeah, today's Wednesday work table, so get over there.
You know what they always say, Colleen?
Well,
more happiness in giving than there is in
when
receiving.
you sing, you need to sing a cappella, because that's how you teach yourself to sing on key, which that was probably completely flat. Oh no, when I listened to it, Jordan always telling me, "You're flat, Mom, you're flat." Anyway, I'll listen to it now. What a beautiful YouTube video. Well, that's really kind. All right, so long as you're happy, I'm out of here. I need a nap.
Bye, guys.
Don't forget, next week, Wednesday,
Wednesday.
the 21st at 2 p.m., we're starting this class. And it's free. So tell your friends it's free.
Get your kit ready and...
Yeah. And if you don't have a kit, maybe you got some Apoxie Sculpt, or maybe you don't, whatever. Just come and watch. All right, I'm gone.